Hello class, this is Professor Wallach. I'm your instructor for video game art. This is game 11334. Again, this is a completely 100% online course. So all your lectures are going to be given in video format. So I'm going to record the lectures as I would give them, and then they're there for you to watch and then review, and then there will be assignments for you to do. And I will go through most of the assignments and I'll explain, there'll be lecture pieces, theory pieces, and then there will be, hey, this is what you need to do. So let's go. This video right here is your introduction to the course, and it's basically a quick way of what I would have gone through the syllabus and the addendums. You are still responsible to go through the syllabus, know what's in the syllabus, including like dates and other whatnot, and you're also any addendums as well. Again, it's a 100% online course, and the goal of this course is to introduce you to tools and techniques used in the creation of assets for a game engine. And I know this is very vague. Tools, what are techniques? What are basically we're vague so that this course will be flexible and ultimately, in a future version of this course, we can change it as need be. But ultimately, what you are going to be in terms of this course, it is a study on using 3ds Max for 3D modeling and basic animation techniques, and Photoshop for your basic photo editing techniques. I know Blender's out there. I know Blender is very popular. I just don't know Blender. I know 3ds Max. But if you learn 3ds Max, you learn your first 3D engine a modeler you learn, you can apply to other applications. You can pick those up quickly. So if you can go from 3ds Max to Blender very easily. It's just where's the tools? How does the interface work? Essentially, is the question. It's a difference between a stick shift and an automatic in a lot of cases, for those who are driving. We are going to use Photoshop, and Photoshop is basically still the king in terms of photo editing, in terms of what you want to do. I know there are other applications. I know GIMP is out there. GIMP is it is just as powerful, but not as easy to use as Photoshop. I've been in the Photoshop world and I've used Photoshop. You can go from Photoshop to GIMP pretty easily. It's just, how does GIMP do what I want to do, what I wanted to do in Photoshop? And there are concepts that Photoshop does extremely well that GIMP doesn't, unfortunately, do well in weird ways. But ultimately, these are the two applications that we're going to be using in this course. You're going to be required to use these tools in these courses, and other applications without the instructions permission, my permission, is going to be considered cheating. So if you do your 3D modeling work in Blender, that's cheating. If you're using GIMP to do the Photoshop work, you're cheating. That's how I have to treat it. I know that's not how the industry works, but this is an academic thing that I have to keep. So the next question is basically 3ds Max. Okay, there's an Autodesk education download, and Autodesk is really cool. With your student account email, you can go to Autodesk, sign up, get downloads, and get 3ds Max on or any of the other 3ds the Autodesk products on your computer. When it comes to Photoshop, this is where I'm not sure where things stand right now. I got to talk with IT because I think there's a way for you to get Photoshop where you sign in and you can install Photoshop. I just don't have all that information at the time of making this video. Look on Canvas for more information about this when I know more information. Having said that, we will also be using Unity and 3D and Unreal in this course. And essentially, when we saw back in the course description, game engines, these are the game engines. And I've recommended that you've either taken Game 1306, which is the first Unreal course, or Game 1343, which is the first Unity course, because ultimately you're going to export your work from 3ds Max, from Photoshop, into files that will then go into these engines. And that's and later on we'll do a little bit of scripting with Photoshop, with Unity, with Unreal, with the work that you've created. So that's where this is going. Having said this, again, with all of the software installed in the Corner 251 lab. This is the primary lab that we use for our courses here in NCTC. So look, in terms of when the lab will be open for you to work, there will be an announcement within this first week when the lab will be open on a regular time for you to come in and work in the lab. You are responsible for now in terms of your machine, in terms of working at home on your machine. You're responsible for your own machine. We can't be your IT support. Like if Photoshop's not running on your machine or something's gone wrong with your machine, I don't know your machine. I don't know what you've done with your machine. I don't have the time, and I'm also not an IT specialist, to be quite honest. So I can't be your IT support to keep your machine up and running. Again, this is why we have the lab, so that you can come here and work. Again, there'll be an announcement when the lab will be open on a regular basis where you can come and work. And you won't be the only one where this will be applied. There'll be times when this lab will be, the 251 lab will be open for you to come in and work. We need to talk about AI tools. And this is an image from Adobe's website. And it's like generative AI. It's like, what? Oh, this is the cool. I know this is the cool and biggest rage right now. This is a class not about using AI tools, about using generative AI pieces. It's about you learning the basics of image editing so you can make things. And it's not that you need to make great things. It's just that we want a basic underlying things before you can get to these generative pieces. Because if you just go off and use the generative AI tools, you're not going to understand what you're doing and what's going on and how you can improve things or know what's wrong with what the AI is giving you. And that's the key here. So please do not use the AI tools without permission. Now, this is getting harder because some of these tools are actually embedded into Photoshop themselves. So they talk about Firefly is one of the things that Adobe is working with. I know there's the content aware filter. We're starting getting into, we'll talk about another video about that. But basically, if you think you've used AI tools in any particular way, come talk to me. If even if inadvertently, if you want to use an AI tool, come talk to me. I want to make sure that you are using those tools appropriately for the class and appropriately in terms of how it would be used in the industry. And that's important because ultimately we're trying to train you to be a skilled individual in the industry, not to take work, there's an ethical concern here about using AI to replace work that humans would be doing. And that's why this is here. So these are the big pieces right now. Again, what you can expect, again, every week there'll be, for this year with the class, I'm actually building the course to be in an online setting. So each week I'm actually recording your lecture videos, your assignment videos, the videos that you would need for this course week in, week out. I'm building those every week. So expect a new set of videos, and I'm going to try and not do massive 2-hour-long videos, but I'm trying to break these down to smaller videos. So like this will be one video. There'll be a video for a lecture piece over the basically, so in your first this week, we're going to go over the selection tools and how do you select and copy and paste things in layers. That will be one video. There's 2 parts to the assignment this week, and each of those are going to have a video. So you're going to see about multiple videos that are smaller in size than the normal. Here's a 2-hour video that I did in lecture. So that's what you can expect going forward with the class. If you've got any questions, if you need help, get a hold of me through Canvas, through Discord, through email. Again, you should have all of that information there. It's in the syllabus. It's also on the front page of the Canvas site as well. The big thing about this course is for you to have fun and to play with the tools. All right, like again, I've given you, like the first part of the assignment is a skills test thing, and it's kind of boring. There's an extra credit piece to make it fun. And then the second part is just pure fun. And that's one of the things is that have fun, play with the tools, try different things, see, try something with a tool or a different mechanic in whether it's Photoshop or 3ds Max or something that how if I bring it into Unity this way or Unreal this way, what happens? This is a course about you understanding how to build content to bring it into the engine. Not necessarily that you're building capital A art or production level art, but that you can build something quickly, fast, and get it into a game engine because you can prototype. And that's basically what this course is about. It's about teaching you to be an effective prototyper in terms of building content, that where you're not an artist, but you're a programmer and some basic things. And that's going to make you more, and this is the key here. The reason you're learning this is so you can be a more effective developer. If you have to go to someone else for a particular piece, that's cost and time that adds to it. If you can prototype something quickly, get it into game, the artist can see what you were trying to do, how you built it, and then either tell you how it can be improved, how it can build, or eventually it will replace it with better art. And that's the prototyping way, is that you start with quick and dirty stuff, and then later on artists come back in and later on improve that material. So that's the philosophy of what we're doing here. All right. Again, the mantra for this course: have fun. All right. Don't. If you're stressing about the work, you're going about the work wrong. If you're struggling with the work, that's one thing. But if you're superly stressed about how are you going about the work, you're probably going about it wrong. If you feel like you might be doing something the hardest way possible, you probably are. And you probably should come talk to me and be like, hey, Festival, I'm trying to build it this way. How would you build it? And that's a question that you should be asking me. Hey, Festival, how should I be building this? This is about building things smarter, not harder. And I can show you a better way of doing things. And you've just got to come to me and ask. And that's one of the things about it being a 100% online course. You have to come to me and you have to, send me a message, send me a Discord message, say something. And that's ultimately what you'll need to do with this course. So be in contact with me, have fun, play with the tools. If you do that, you will have an A and you'll benefit greatly from this course. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Professor Wallach.